Big thing I want to present to everyone is, of course, my behind the scenes. So when I go on a photo shoot, I want to show you guys kind of from beginning to end how I structure my photo shoots, what goes into them, and how I execute. I think it's very important to see the full process as opposed to just the photo or just the video, because you don't really see what goes into this. And I think that's what gets lost a lot in the content creation process, is people don't quite understand what goes into these photos or these videos or now this vlog. And I think if you did understand that, one, you would see it's maybe harder than it looks, or potentially easier than it looks. I guess from whatever viewpoint you have, harder in that, you know, the time and effort that goes into this stuff, right? Like, you have to create the vision, you have to spend hours, you know, prepping for it, then you have to actually go execute the vision, then you have to come home, you have to edit. So it's really a long, enduring process to get that final photo. And of course, with my work, you know, the devil's in the details, and I think for a lot of creators, it's about being perfect. Of course, you never are perfect, but you're just trying to be your best, right? So there's a lot of effort and intensity that goes into this stuff. So it's good for people to see what does go into making these photos or making these videos. So in that sense, it could show you, hey, actually these guys are doing a lot of work. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you know, yeah, it's a well done photo or it's a well done video, but at the end of the day, it's just about putting yourself in motion, just doing the actions. So, you know, yeah, putting in a little preparation, getting some camera gear. It doesn't have to be the best. When I started, it's funny, when I started, my intent with all this was to enhance my commute, to make it a more positive commute. I didn't like my commute on the subway. So, you know, I knew nothing about photography. I was and I am still a lawyer, practicing attorney, but I knew nothing about photography. Nothing more than how to use my iPhone, just like, you know, the regular person, right? But I had this inkling to want to change my commute and start focusing on the positive things. And I ended up, you know, switching my perspective. And what I used at first was an iPhone. So that's why I tell everyone, you don't need special camera gear and all this nice stuff in the beginning. You just need, you know, an idea, a vision, and then just go take action with your smartphone. So yeah, I started on my iPhone and then naturally progressed to my first DSLR camera, which I'm using right now to record myself. It's a Canon Rebel EOS T6i with a kit lens. I do have a nicer one on this, 16 to 35 millimeter. But yeah, it's a progression, right? So anyone who's looking at this from the point of view of like, oh my gosh, you know, why, you know, how can I do this, right? It's really not that hard. You just need to want to do it, and you just need to get out there and begin the process. And I think this journey here, as far as YouTube goes, is another example of me not knowing what the future holds, right? Not knowing what the journey is going to be, and not knowing how challenging this might be, or it might not be. So, but I'm doing it, right? I'm getting in action. I'm going